Hi, this is Mike here to tell you a little bit about a Panhard bar for a Fox body car. We're going to 83 Capri. Picked up the kit. It says here M&M Panhard bar 79 through 86. So the idea is the upper two bolt to the frame. That one bolts to the very heavy-duty Panhard bar. And the directions come, I think it's 13 pages. They're a little vague when you first look at them. So I went online and looked and I couldn't find anything. So let me be the first to show you how this works. The first step you want to take is put your car up on jacks, 4 jack stands, on the torque boxes, excuse me. You want to remove the shocks in the upper A-arms. Then the left hand side is really where you want to focus. You want to pull out the spring. You want to pop out the lower arm. And you want to make sure that you've got the rear end suspended at a couple of spots. Here's a replacement piece that goes in there. Normally, this is the piece that sits in there, and the shock goes into that. Here's the replacement piece. And whenever I look at videos, I try my best to show you what it looks like. So that bolts into there. The shock goes there. And the Panhard bar will connect to that. I know that was a quick summary, but it took me a while to get that figured out. The problem I ran into is the holes. Heavy duty equipment. The factory holes, or the equipment, wherever you want to call it. Sometimes you have to bore them out a little bit, and that's what I'm doing now. So that's part one of a Panhard bar, and we're going with the torque bar next. Stay tuned. All right, this is Mike. Part two of the Maxim Motorsports Panhard bar. This actually says 79 through 98 Mustang or Capri. So in my first video I showed you how to mount the car correctly up on the torque boxes. Today what I did was I mounted this guy. Now I know it's still got fillings and everything on it, but basically that replaces the factory, right there is for the factory shock, and that's where the Panhard bar will attach to. I still have the spring pulled up, but I've reconnected the lower arm. Here we go. This is what it looks like. So it comes with 2 sleeves, I guess we'll call it. You drill through the frame, both sides. Then you slide this sleeve into these holes. Then you slide the Panhard upper arm over it. And then, of course, you mount the bar. I did that on both sides. Let me walk around. The driver's side was easier. Passenger side has fuel lines up there. But it's all in. I'm going to try to navigate down. Here's the other side of the component. So this is hammered in now. This took me most of a day. If you're going to do this, I would highly recommend make sure you have all your tools. And I went through quite a few drill bits going through the frame. So the final step is this piece. Now this is a monster. I don't know if you can tell. I'll try to back up in the video. This thing's a monster. Well built. Everything is well built. I'm getting excited. So of course, one end will attach to the rear end. The other end will attach to the top part of the Panhard bar. In the instructions it says, drive the car around, torque it all down, drive it around a little bit, then retorque it. So, here you go, folks. I do believe I'm the first person, and I'll try to, on YouTube, to actually go through step by step what it looks like. There it is over there. So it's all up in there. So now that I've got the bar mounted securely, try and change the light. The next step is I'm going to put the shocks back in, let that spring down, and then secure the Panhard bar itself from one end to the other. Then I'm going for the torque bar. That's next. Hopefully this helps get a visual on everything. Been one heck of a ride. Just take your time, do it right. Once again, it's Mike. Here's Kong. Yes. And part 2 of a 3-part series on the Panhard bar. Alright folks, this is Mike, part 3. Maxim Motorsports Panhard bar. This is going into an 83 Mercury Capri. So, I have some better lighting here. Alright folks, welcome to part 3 of the Maxim Motorsports Panhard bar. This is third and final part. Here we have what it looks like underneath. So let's summarize. This piece was added in to hold the shock and to mount the lower half of the bar. Okay, so the first part was to take the spring out, remove the factory shock tower, and bolt this piece in. Second part was mount these guys through. Okay. If you get the kit, follow directions. I'll do a roll by here to show you, try to show you what every piece looks like. So this is now mounted into the car. I'll slide back and forth. And this is what it looks like. So now that I've got it in, I've got the bar loosely installed. This thing is the most heavy duty piece of iron they make. This end and this end are both loose. The idea is you turn this bar after everything's all done. You can move your rear end to one side or the other, then you lock it in here. To the best of my knowledge, this is the first time anybody's ever done a video that shows pretty clearly. And I know that there's some things still hanging in the back there. Those upper arms are out, both sides. And another thing that I'm going to be doing next is the torque bar. Torque bar is going to mount in there, go up, and a secondary cross member. There is already got the subframe connectors in. You can see them there. And if you're interested in doing this, plan for a couple days. Plan for maybe a friend or two to help you out. And but this is what it looks like. 1983 car. Panhard bar. The idea is to stop the rear end from going back and forth. Hopefully this helps. I'm the first person that I know of to do a YouTube video, and this is part 3. That's what it looks like. I'll do all the adjustments and everything once the car's back on the ground. Another thing to keep in mind is those upper arms are out, so the rear end has to stay stable. Once I lower that jack, it'll sort of drop a little bit, but that'll allow me to put the torque bar in, and that's a whole nother chapter I plan on tackling today. So look for the torque bar job next. I hope you enjoyed the video. This is the first I know of anybody taking the time to do step by step. So that's what it looks like. Good luck with it. Shoot me any questions. My email is rs5050rs@gmail. Any questions, and I hope you enjoy my videos, and we'll go from there. Alright, this is Mike. I guess part 4 of 3. Maxim Motorsports Panhard bar, torque bar. I'm underneath the car right now. I'm at the final stages. The tabs need to be welded in, so I have a piece of wood right there holding it up. This thing is an animal. Subframe connectors are welded in. Take a look up there. Underneath. That all bolts to the rear end. Let's walk around. Oh man, this is the garage. It's been 3 days straight. So today I completed the Panhard bar and the torque bar. There it is, all put in. Try to get a shot from the rear. There's the torque bar and the Panhard bar. So that's it. I gotta tack weld a couple things in. The rest is good to go. This all started with this torque bar. You can see right there, thing's a beast. It goes underneath. I had to cut the exhaust and make a second motor mount in there. Transmission mount. Well, it's a cross member. So it's all finished up. It's all bolted in. Just a quick glance over what it all looks like. Tell you what, the do-it-yourselfer guy or gal, quite a bit of work. There you go. All right, it's Mike here to tell you a little bit more about a Panhard bar and a torque bar. Here's the 83 Capri. Looks like it's just in the air at this point. What we're going to do is I'm going to try to explain what I did. Underneath, there's your Panhard bar. So this unit bolts in to where the factory stock shock goes. Then you put this back in. This is it's loose still. And then if you look up, it's really tight. But basically that bolts into the frame up top, and then this side does your Panhard bar. Pull back a little bit. Here's your torque bar. So you take off the weights in the rear end. This goes up, bolts in over the rear axle. And you have the other side there. These guys bolt in where your weights go. It's about to go off to the shop. I'll zoom in to be welded right there and there. And then of course you do need to put in subframe connectors. So I'm almost finished. The exhaust is cut so we can weld it there. It looks really hefty. It's all in, and it's very hard to get a nice clean view of it. So I'll back up a little more. About 3.5 years of planning, and it's done. Just gotta zap those up front, put the exhaust back together. Then I drive it for a little bit, and then I retorque everything back down. Zoom in out. Beefy setup. I looked everywhere on YouTube. I could not find anybody else that did it. Here you go. Here's an 83 car with a Panhard bar by Maxim Motorsports and a torque